What's up guys, welcome back to another Garry's Mod video, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the most overpowered, broken SWEPS you could ever possibly imagine. And of course it's from the Touhou franchise. So we got a whole host of different SWEPS from the Touhou games, including Hijiri Byakurin. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these names, but this for instance is just one of the many. We have I think 4 or 5, alright, way more than that. Alright, so this is just one of the many weapons that we're going to take a look at in today's video, but before we continue, a word from our sponsor, OperaGX. OperaGX is the first browser made specifically for gamers, and there's been quite a few cool things that have been updated, including of course, GX Profiles. So GX Profiles lets you curate the exact way you want to use the browser. For instance, you want to stream? Don't worry, you can make it to where everything is private. Or maybe your PC is a potato and you don't want to wear it down any further, we can use Opera in its most basic form. And if you're sick of notifications blowing you up, we have a profile for that too. Or maybe you're super secretive and you want to get rid of all your browsing data when you close the browser. And of course this goes very well with all the other great features like the integrated social media channels, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or even Twitter and more. You can access all of these from the sidebar in OperaGX. We also have the Hot Tabs Killer that finds all the tabs that's using your resources and closes them down. Or maybe you're like me and you like dark mode. Well, even if a website doesn't support it, we can now force dark mode so that no matter where you are, you can have a nice dark page. And of course we have GX Mobile, it's OperaGX but for your phone, and it can be connected to the desktop version with a lot of the great features that the desktop one has. Definitely check out OperaGX down below in the description. I'll also leave a comment. I want to thank them again for sponsoring this video. Now on to the showcase. Next up we have Hakude Rimu, and this one is going to be, well, I guess card based? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe it's the map or the lighting. But it looks like we're throwing out 3 rows of cards in a cone. Now naturally this is going to be really effective against enemies. The way the ragdolls react is just too much sometimes. But yeah, it is a pretty effective killing weapon, and if you think that it doesn't really go all that far, well, think again, because it definitely does. Alright, real talk, what about right click? So right click is going to shoot out these beams that do have a very light homing ability. In fact, if we go ahead and disable Odessa, you might think, oh well, he's moving, that's why we can't hit him, but the funny thing is that, well, okay, that was pretty impressive. So the tracking is hit or miss. Sometimes it just completely skips the NPCs, and sometimes it goes right for them. I find if you aim up in the air, you have better luck. It also kind of depends on your angle. Like for instance, if we're up here, we're gonna get much better luck hitting him, I think. Never mind. Okay, come on. Something's gotta work. Alright, you know what? When in doubt, spam it out. Eventually, one of these is going to hit the NPC, and then you'll be good to go. But also, sometimes you can get some really cool effects. Like, I've been able to somehow get it to orbit, and it just kind of circles Odessa, and it looks pretty damn sick. Okay, here we go. Finally got it, so yeah, that's pretty awesome. Eventually they will, of course, hit, just eventually. And then, of course, we have a third ability with R. And this is going to summon a bunch of random balls that kill things. Hey, I never said that this pack wasn't weird. Let's go ahead and see that it can, though. There is a bit of a cooldown, but I'd say that's pretty effective. Also, I'm an absolute goof. I completely forgot about the R ability on this one. Pressing R is going to activate the Quake ability. It pretty much just sends anything on the ground flying. Alright, next up we have Izayoi Sakura. And this one is going to really pique your fancy if you're into ninjas or just throwing knives for whatever reason. I don't know why, but this character just really reminds me of Suzuya from Tokyo Ghoul, which is just awesome. You know, he loves, or they love throwing knives. Let's go ahead and try this out though. So again, left click, you're going to just yeet knives towards whatever you're aiming at. It's really cool how they just stick into the wall like that, but of course we want to stick it into Odessa. And we could definitely do that by just holding left click. You really don't have to stop, you can just keep doing it. Alright, let's go ahead and try right click. Right click is going to shoot out a bunch of daggers from some arbitrary location. Bro, do you want to die? Apparently. Definitely a very ninja-esque move. It's kind of cool how the knives just really come out of nowhere. I thought that there'd be some kind of extra effect with the knives, like maybe they explode or something, but nope, they just sit there. Alright, so of course you guys know that Touhou is a bullet hell game. You know, when you play the game, you're going to be dealing with stuff like this. While pressing left click, you can use right click at the same time. And you can get some pretty incredible results like this. Now, of course, that is pretty damn annoying, but what about the R key? The R key is going to slow down time, or more specifically, stop it. In fact, I think we've taken a look at something like this before. Let's go ahead and press the R key. While this is happening, we can pretty much do whatever we want. You'll see it's technically disabling the NPCs, but it also freezes our knife in place. Now, of course, Odessa's going to be moving around, so that's not going to really help us. But we could pretty much set up a death scene and then continue it right where we left off. That's pretty damn bitchin', I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead and try this again. I swear to God, we have done something like this before. I am getting deja vu like nuts. Alright, yeah, that's pretty damn awesome. I love that. Next up, we have Kirisame. And this gal is going to shoot laser beams once again. Lots of laser beams in this game, guys. Go ahead and see what this looks like. So, my question is this as powerful as the one we had before? And unfortunately, it is not. In fact, it doesn't even vaporize when you hit someone with it, which is a little disappointing. But don't worry, because there's definitely something to make up for that. Right click though is going to shoot out these little grenades, which do cover a pretty damn wide radius. In fact, I'm quite amazed by how much this covers. I mean, just to show you, we can have this many Odessas and just pretty much go nuts. And after just a few grenades, pretty much they all die. But of course, I know what you guys want to see. You want to see the real deal, and that's going to be the R key. But first, before we do that, let's just set up a camera first. Now, why are we setting up a camera? Well, this is why. See this? It turns into a massive death beam that completely covers the entire screen, and it's hard to really appreciate the size of it in first person. It also pretty much cleared out the entirety of all the ragdolls. Alright, next up we have a bunch of other ones, but now I will say these ones aren't really as unique. It kind of seems like they're really similar. We can see this one just shoots out a bunch of stars, you know, the effects look cool, and I think this is probably more reminiscent of the actual games. In fact, if we actually just kind of like keep shooting these things out, you'll see it does kind of become a little bullet helly. And yes, of course, these things do definitely still kill, so don't worry about that. So you guys might be wondering, what does the R key do? Well, we can float, which is kind of neat. Alright, so this is my biggest issue with some of these weapons, and that's why I'm not a fan of these ones right here. You can't switch your weapons out, so you pretty much have to die, and sometimes when I do that, it causes errors. Now, to be fair, I think the creator even said that they stopped working on this, so I guess this is just kind of me experimenting. But this one, we can see we shoot out a bunch of dots that, I say dots, but they're like energy balls of death. And of course, just to prove that, they definitely do kill. And then right click is going to be even more balls. And like I said, guys, you really don't have to stop. You could spam, well, pretty much both. So yeah, really just go absolutely crazy. Now I know that the R key for some of these causes like this crazy pentagram to summon, and then you're stuck in this transition for a while where you pretty much just spam a bunch of projectiles. Although I don't think this one has it, so we're gonna have to switch to the next one. Did we actually switch? No, we didn't. Alright, I think you guys kind of get the gist of it though. These really are some incredible weapons that are extremely overpowered, but also extraordinarily fun to experiment with. Even if you're not a fan, or you're not a weeb like me, I think there's still some enjoyment here that you could get. Yeah, totally just walk right into the giant ball of fire. But yeah, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts down below. What is your favorite overpowered type of weapon? Go ahead and leave your suggestions in the comments. You can also suggest what you want to see in the next video. And is that a giant spear? If you guys want to leave a like and subscribe, you totally can. All the links to all the mods used in the video will be in the description. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Why does he keep tripping? Guys, stay awesome. Thank you so much for watching until the end. And until next time, farewell.